over instruction and assessment and curriculum, just as I was, but with additional responsibilities, some human resources and personnel, and just assisting Mr. Huggins in, like he said, making our school district the greatest in the state of Kentucky. So I'm looking forward to this opportunity.
Yeah. Now, like you mentioned, this isn't an entirely new position. It's actually your previous position with new responsibilities added on, correct?
Exactly, Coda. That's exactly what it is. Like I said, some human resources and personnel duties attached to what I was already doing, and just some bridging the gap and creating new partnerships with our community to help make our school districts stronger and allow our kids more opportunities. You know, things are moving in the direction of college and career readiness, transition readiness, and so we recognize that we've got to give our kiddos opportunities outside of just academics. We need to be training them for careers as well, and that's going to take our entire community. So building those partnerships with our businesses and with our civic leaders and just even with other communities that neighbor us is going to be vital to the success of our kids.
And then, of course, the new renovate. Now, what's the new term for it? It isn't ATC anymore. What is the...
It's college. Well, it's the Regional
Career Center.
Regional
Caldwell
Career
County
Center.
Regional Career Center.
Okay, so now, especially with the renovation at the Regional Career Center, I mean, that's got to help a lot with what you were just talking about.
Oh, it's going to be a great opportunity for not only the students of Caldwell County, but also our adult population. We're going to be offering courses at night. We have basically doubled our healthcare profession training, and we're also the only training facility in the state for plumbing.
I'd heard that, yeah.
We hired Bill Eldridge, who is our new plumbing instructor, and we're really excited about it. He's done a fabulous job so far, and it'll be a great opportunity for not only our community, but really the whole state of Kentucky to have this training program and create new plumbers.
Yeah, it's great to be the vanguard of something like that, to be the first one to have something, especially when it comes to education.
Exactly. A lot of people in the state are excited about that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit more about human resources as well, because I know that that's something you hit on, Mr. Huggins, at the last board meeting that I attended, was really, the opportunity to move forward to continue to attract quality candidates to the district.
Well, what we have right now, we have some known folks in our district that they're not going to teach forever, not going to be with us forever. And we know a couple of years down the road that we're going to lose some quality folks. So we can't wait till we lose them to make a plan to fill those spots. So we have to start now, about 24 months out, to fill those spots. And that's what Ms. White's going to do. We're developing a plan to make that work, to bring the best candidates we can back into Princeton to help continue to grow this district.
Yeah, you said something I really like at the board meeting. If you fail to plan to fail.
Exactly right.
And so now you're developing that multi-year plan to move ahead.
I mean, because we're going to lose people every year, and we need to have a plan to put somebody else back in that seat. And it's not always easy to do that. And if we can get out 2 or 3 years in advance in an advance plan, we have a much better chance to fill those slots with quality folks.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I really wanted to hit on, you just mentioned, which I find surprising, I think the community might be interested in. You said there was going to be night classes available at the regional career. I'm going to get it eventually. I'm going to write it down. I should have wrote it down before this.
The Regional Career Center.
Regional Career Center. That thing has gone through so many acronyms and different names.
Has.
Regional Career Center. Yeah, so there's going to actually be night classes available to the community.
That's right. So as part of the grant, the Workforce Cabinet was interested in seeing these communities address the adult population that are either unemployed or underemployed and train them to have jobs where they can make a living and support their families. So as we move forward, that's going to be part of the plan, is to incorporate more of those night classes into our day and allow adults the opportunity to be trained in these same professions.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind to learn how to do some stuff around the house a little bit more than I do.
Exactly. You could also become a licensed plumber.
Hey, there you go. Or maybe an electrician, or lots of options,
That's
lots
right.
of availabilities.
Most of the time when you call a plumber, it's not for $25
Ooh, I'll tell you
on
what.
the ticket when you have to write that check for an issue that you're dealing with at the house.
Which is one thing I know that y'all are trying to, well, not just y'all, but the community at large, is really try to not necessarily rebrand, but change the narrative around the vocational school, because that is such an incredible career option for so many of our students. but for so long it's been overlooked because of college opportunities.
Absolutely. And you know, as director of instruction, I recognize, and I mentioned this before, that all of our students have a gift, and it's our job to find that gift. And you all know as well as anyone that having a career in one of these areas takes a giftedness, and we need to recognize that and feed that and meet the needs of those kids who have a passion for that kind of work. We're also not only going to train them in those careers, but we're offering them dual credit opportunities so that they can get an associate's degree at the college level, and also teach them some entrepreneurial skills so that someday maybe they can own their own business.
And if some members of the community aren't aware, I know this is something that's been talked about for a few years, but can you tell a little bit about how the ATC renovation project came to be? Because I know you were instrumental in getting that grant to begin with, correct?
Well, the Workforce Cabinet graciously offered multi-million dollars, almost $100 million worth of grant money. And so in the first round, we decided to apply for that grant, and we were fortunate enough to be one of the few to receive quite a bit of money to go towards renovating the ATC. So it's been a real opportunity for us, and our community got behind us and supported our efforts. And so when we got that money from the Workforce Cabinet, they said, by agreeing to the nickel tax, that we're on board for this and we support you, and we are so thankful for that, and it's going to be great for our community. We're really excited about it.
And if you've been up to the school system, there's been some other improvements as well. There's been a lot of new blacktop up there, so a little easier to get around the parking lots.
And we still have some blacktop in the front of the building that they didn't do earlier in the summer that they're going to do over fall break. And we're looking to police that. That's where the teachers park in front of the high school. That's going to be paved over fall break. So,
got to take good care of your teachers.
Oh, I guarantee it. You got to make, and it really helps us when we have snowy days too to clean off the parking lot. When we have newer pavement up there and we don't have ruts that catch the blade from the plow. So we're really looking forward to a great school year. And our campuses, I tell you, they look wonderful. I've got to give a great thank you to all our custodial staff in our buildings. I used to think at E-Town that our custodial staffs did a top-notch job on their floors, but they didn't get to come close to what we have down here. You can see a reflection of your face in our floor. That's how bright they are.
I mean, that's the gold standard there.
They have got a standard that's hard to beat.
It's spotless. And,
really
visitors to our district, I know I've heard it before at board meetings, visitors to our district just are amazed at the cleanliness.
Hey, we keep a great school campus in all 4 schools, and I really appreciate all the work the custodians do. And our kitchen staff is bar none. I tell you, they put a quality meal out for our kids every single day. I would like to thank them and Will Brown for all the efforts that they put into our school district.
I'm looking forward to that Thanksgiving meal come up. That's
I've heard about it. I'm going to be first there, first in, last to leave.
So you have something to look forward to.
I'm looking forward to that. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Well, okay. What about as we're going through the school year? We've got past the first few weeks without any issues. It seems like good start. What about the year ahead? I mean, what are we looking at? Is there anything coming up or anything that you want to share with parents or any advice you may have?
We've got the testing data back in. It's not releasable yet. We got that back in here a few weeks ago.
You're just tempting us?
Well, I'm tempting you. I can't discuss it over the radio at this point, but we'll come back and talk about it at a later date.
Yeah.
But we're gonna start analyzing that data and try to find out how we can change our procedures in the classroom. And Ms. Wetzel can talk more to that. But that's what we're going to do to find out where we're weak in certain areas and what can we do to help those children be successful in their life.
Sounds great. And did you have something, Ms. Wetzel?
Oh, I was going to say it has been a great start to the school year. The teachers have worked really hard to get their classrooms ready and to get their instruction ready for our students. Mr. Huggins and I have been in and out of lots of classrooms already, and we see great things going on. We're excited for your kids to be a part of those classrooms. One of the things that we mentioned earlier was in the area of teacher recruitment. We're also wanting to make sure our teachers are given every resource that they need to make sure what's going on in their classroom is the best for our kids. So part of what I'm going to do is work with teachers to do that. And also we have a new crop of teachers. Mm-hmm. Some of you all may have met some of our new teachers to the district. So we are going to make sure that their needs are met. We're meeting monthly, and we've given them mentors, and we're just going to coach them to the point of being as strong as the teachers we've already got. So we're excited about that. something I would encourage parents to do as we go throughout the school year is to just make sure you read with your kids every day a little bit. When they come home from school, ask them how their day was. Ask questions that don't have a yes or no answer. Really dig for some responses to make sure that your kids know that you are concerned with what's going on during the day, and you can be a good advocate for them as they go forth and grow this school year. We're excited about it, and we want to partner with our parents and our families to make sure that all of our kids are successful.
That's small things that make a big difference.
Absolutely, Coda. Absolutely.
And I know something else we talked about earlier. You were talking about building a relationship with teachers, and it really stuck with me when we were doing an interview before. Was you talked about how you encourage teachers to make those relationships with their students, and that's really what you're tasked with as well, is making sure that those relationships between you and the teachers are there in place.
Absolutely. Teaching is not an easy profession. And, our teachers work really hard for 8 hours every day on their feet, and they need support, and they need any kind of resource that we can do to help them be successful is what we need to provide. And that's right. Everyone needs to know that they're needed and valued, and Mr. Huggins and I certainly value the teachers of our district and all of their hard work in preparation for the school year and their hard work as we go forth.
And you're very familiar, of course, with the job of a teacher. How long were you a teacher, Ms. Wetzel?
Oh, I was a teacher for about 15 years.
I was going to say, I know that we had multiple classes together, all the AP and bio and physics and chemistry and all that fun.
We did. In fact, Coda was one of my favorite students, so I'm glad that he's back in Princeton and doing great things for our community.
Well, I think the reason that I was one of her favorite students, I know Miss Wetzel, whenever she'd make a joke about chemistry, I think I was the only one that would laugh, so we were on that same nerdy wavelength. So
yeah. It is cool to be a nerd.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, we had lots of, it was lots of good, I just thought that was funny because I remember you'd say something and obviously you were enjoying laughing at it, and I was too, and then it was just crickets everywhere else.
It was. They looked at us kind of funny, didn't they, Coda?
But let's be honest, I mean, in AP Physics class, there was only 6 of us, so.
That's right.
When you can sit at a small table, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're continuing to do those things for our kids today. When you were in school, Coda, it was really important. Teachers recognize the individual needs of their students and how to make them successful, and we did those kind of things, and we continue to do that at Caldwell. We're trying to find what each student needs. We're looking at kids as individuals. We know their names, we know their needs, and we know we've got to search to meet those needs. So things haven't changed that much since you were there. Just Lucas Rohr, it was another one of my students.
Yeah.
A little bit ahead of you, and he was one of the few that also got the nerdy
They laughed
jokes.
at your jokes.
So he's back in the classroom. I said, I think you may have remembered I said to you and to Lucas and maybe one or two others, if you ever decide to come back and teach in Caldwell County, I'll retire. Well, Lucas decided to come back and teach.
So you decided to move
yep,
up.
I moved on and let him have that role.
True to your word.
Yeah,
well, can't beat
right.
that.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else y'all want to share this morning?
One word that Ms. Wetzel said was about building a relationship with your students. Our teachers have to do that. They have to uncover the things that are happening outside the classroom in order to effectively educate those kids. Because there's a lot of baggage that kids bring to school every day, and they hide it well, and they need some help. So we need to make sure we know what assistance we can give them outside the educational environment to help them be successful in their life.
And our teachers are second to none in
they
that.
are,
I mean,
really
the
are.
biggest hearts.
I'm telling you, we've got a great faculty and staff, and we're truly blessed in this district to have them.
Yeah.
And I can't thank them enough for all the hard work that they do every day.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could build good relationships with your teachers once you graduate. I mean, you're still on friendly terms of Facebook friends, and, it's just building those lifelong relationships.
Right.
So
Even if you have a situation with a student that didn't turn out very well, later in their life, after they have time to process that, they'll come back and see you. And they'll see you in Walmart or see you downtown. They'll come over and they'll come back and thank you, because that's happened to me time and time again of people that I've dealt with in the classroom and also as an administrator. They've came back to say, Mr. Huggins, I really appreciate what you did for me. I know we had some hard times.
yeah.
The direction you gave me has truly changed my life. And we really do. We don't know what we do or how we affect a kid in their lifetime, but it needs to be positive. and it needs to be for the betterment of that child.
And the worth of a teacher, I mean, is in
I
that
tell
moment.
You, we can't pay them enough. We really can't. And I wish we could give them more money. I do. And the board probably didn't like me saying that, but there's not a price tag that you can give on a teacher on what they do every single day for our kids.
Yeah, because there's so much more than teachers, just like you were saying. So much more.
They're molding young men and women to be adults and be successful in their lifetime.
Yeah, not to be cliche. I know it's said a million times, but future generation and all that.
Exactly right.
But was there anything else y'all want to share this
morning?
morning?
There's one last thing I want to share. I want to sing happy birthday to you, Cody.
Oh, gosh. I made the mistake. No, Miss Wetzel made the mistake of bringing this up when she walked in, and I was just joking. I'll tell you.
I celebrate it every single day. I've got 4 to celebrate today that I'm going to go out and I'm going to personally sing to 4 of our employees today on their birthday. I think that's a great time to celebrate, and we should do that. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Coda. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Huggins. You've heard it here first. He's not only a superintendent, he's also a singer in disguise.
Yeah. So. Happy birthday. Belated at that.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about this morning?
Thank you for having us. And again, I just want to give some kudos out to our transportation folks. We got the best bus fleet in the nation.
Yeah.
Jimmy Dyer does a
runs
great
a tight
job.
ship.
Runs a tight ship, and they're clock on, clock off every day. And if they're supposed to be at primary at a certain time, they're there. They're willing. They're open. They're great with kids on the bus, and they're doing a super job. And I also want to give kudos out to Brock, our new SRO at the high school. He's doing a fabulous job keeping our faculty and staff safe and our buildings safe. And can't appreciate all that he does for us.
It's a well-oiled machine from top to bottom.
And thank you so much for the opportunity to come out and share with you today.
Yeah, we'll have to get you in again. Mr. Huggins and I, we were talking about, we hope to start at least a monthly deal with bringing a different faculty member with me to talk on the radio and share their success in the classroom and in the buildings and what we need support from the community to help continue to educate all these kids. Yeah, so be sure to stay tuned for that. We'll have more information, I'm sure, and eventually I'm sure we'll have a date set for that. So we'll, of course, publicize that on our Facebook page and here on the morning show and our other news hours. So hopefully we'll work out something on that pretty quick and get it started. So was there anything else you'd like to share, Ms. Wetzel, or is...
Just thanks for having us, Coda.
Well, thanks for coming in.
It's great to be able to talk about our schools.
Yeah, and congratulations again on your recent selection as Assistant Superintendent of Caldwell County Schools. And once again, my 2 very special guests this morning was Ms. Gretchen Wetzel, Assistant Superintendent, and Mr. Nate Huggins, Superintendent of the Caldwell County School System. Thank y'all both for coming in.
Thank you.
Let's take another quick look at your weather, and we'll sign off this morning. Currently, 76 degrees with fair skies in downtown Princeton. Today we're looking at mostly sunny skies, highs near 92. Tonight mostly clear, lows around 72. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, partly sunny skies with highs near 89. That's it for the Morning News Hour. Thanks for listening, and be sure to stay tuned for our new News Hour with Audrey Lamb. This is The Tiger. Thanks for listening.
WPKY. The Tiger. 103.3 FM.